mentioned, Quizmaster Jess, professional trivia host, and I'm so excited to get to ask these three incredible authors questions, though they do have all the answers. And we have our third act Breakaway, all hockey romance panel, hashtag BookCrush. And I'm very excited to be here and chat about hockey romances. I am going to first start this off by being honest with you three. These were my first hockey romances that I read. Yeah. Yeah, oh, I'm screwed. Yeah. Oh, or do I say I'm pucked? My boyfriend plays in a beer league, and I used to hate how he'd take his gear out and put it in the living room where we eat, and it's just like so smelly. It's like, ugh. And guess what? It still smells. But maybe it can be used for other things now, you know? Like, dual purpose. So I would love to first chat. First off, welcome. All of you guys, I'm so happy to chat with you. And to the room here, raise your hand if you have not read a hockey romance. Ooh, okay. Well, you are going to be definitely pucked after this with me. And raise your hand if hockey romance is your go-to genre. You're like, this is mine. This is for me. That is incredible. See, I didn't even know this was a genre, and there's a rabbit hole I can't get out of now. So I would love to first ask you guys, because I would love to know, why hockey? Why a hockey romance? What role does hockey play in your life that inspired these books? Lexi, why don't you take it away for us?
Yeah, oh my gosh, my life is hockey pretty much. I grew up playing in Canada. I grew up playing hockey. Yes, thank you. And then I fell in love with a hockey player, and I really just couldn't get away from the game. And it's still, my whole family and our life revolves around hockey to this day. I'm a fan. I still play it. Me and hockey, we go back.
They're
we go
tight.
way back, yeah.
They're real tight. Actually, I did notice when I was stalking you earlier that, is it JT Brown, correct?
JT is my husband,
Okay,
yes.
JT Brown, and then in the book we have JJ Jones. And was there a correlation there? Was there any kind of inspiration? Is there any?
No, I think I'm just being a little bit cheeky with the names, but no, definitely, it's definitely nonfiction.
I beg to differ. Okay, well, how about for you, Helena? What role does hockey play?
I'm a watcher. No one wants me on skates. Every time I do get on skates, my husband is incredibly surprised that I haven't fallen. So I watched him play hockey and felt like he's just like the nicest guy in the history of the universe until he got on the ice. And then he turned into like this completely other demon. And I was like, oh, yes. I can do something with this, and I did.
So your man was some inspiration for your books? Yeah, a lot of it. Yeah. So I forgot to mention this, guys. We have a wonderful panel here tonight because all of our authors here at different stages of their hockey romance careers. Helena Hunting has written something like, I was trying to count on Goodreads, I failed. How many was it again, like 40 something?
I think I've written like 40 books, and half of them are hockey romance. Yeah.
In hockey, we call that a vet. You're a vet.
I don't have any other interests.
It's so iconic. I was like, yes, this is the queendom of hockey romance. Let's go. I was like, oh, this is so fun. This is my first one. And then I looked at her and I was like, oh, I can do this for years. Like, so much content you've given me. Thank you. And then for you, it is your first series of hockey romance, and it started, was it 2023? Yeah, okay. 2023 for Khabra, and now you have your series. So we're kind of in different spots. We have like a 3-book series right now, first book, and Queendom, as I mentioned. So it's really fun that we get to see all these different perspectives and these growths in this genre. So I want to know, why hockey for you?
I grew up in Vancouver, so it's just like thrust onto me. I had like no other choice. And we also had like the Olympics in 2010, so I was like a kid, and then I just fell in love with it. So it's just like the community around me.
So avid watcher.
Oh yeah, I went to like every playoff game. I will say I cheat a little bit and I go when they're doing well, and then I'll be like, yeah.
Do we have what teams do we cheer for?
I'm obligated to say Vancouver Canucks. Yeah.
Any other Canucks fans out there? Also, when you said I'm from Van, one person went, whoop, yeah. Probably the Canucks fan, makes sense. How about you guys?
I mean, I'm from Toronto, so
Say less, say less.
I just, yeah.
Okay, Lexi.
I cheer for whoever's cutting the check, and right now that's the Seattle Kraken. So
I saw Seattle just has the PWHL team. So incredible.
so excited. And we stole CJ from you guys.
Obsessed. Do either of you play? So you said you can't go on the ice. Have you ever played hockey?
No. Yeah, maybe like on the street when I was like little, and I figure skated, but I'm not really good at either of those.
Ooh, you figure skated.
Yeah.
I love that. Is that well, there's ballerina, but there's another one with a figure skater.
Yeah.
Yes, I love. So you were mentioning that your man gets very angry, Helena, and in Pucked, I'm not going to give you any spoilers if you haven't read it yet, but there is a moment where he gets really upset and has to leave the ice rink, and she has to go cheer him up. Oh, no. Aw. And when he, like, throws something across the room, like an actual tantrum, she's like, that aggression. I wonder what else it could be used on. I won't spoil it for you. My next question for you guys. How important are the logistics of hockey? So how detailed do you get into the rules or the scenes? And are you writing some of these moments for specific fans of hockey? Whoever wants to take it away.
I'll start. For me, my unique perspective is that I was an NHL hockey wife, an NHL WAG, and also my experience of playing. So my unique perspective is that you're gonna get accurate hockey, as far as like CBA accurate. Thank you. Like I'm gonna have like CBA accurate, contract accurate. I'm gonna do the play-by-play for you, and I know that's not for everybody. Like there are a lot of readers who choose to skim, when you're doing a play-by-play. But that's my unique voice and my unique perspective. So I like to include a lot of hockey and a lot of like accurate kind of behind-the-scenes hockey details.
I did notice there was very detailed games in your book, and I remember being like, I think this is the first time I understood the rules. Like, how important is hockey and the plays in your books?
I feel like when I read, I kind of skip past it. I'm one of those people, unfortunately. So that's how I write it too. I'm just like, hurry up, let's get to the couple.
I think, remind me, but I'm pretty sure, yes, it was definitely I think it was in Pucked, but I think she's at the game and she's reading. She's like not even watching the game.
Yeah, that's Pucked, yeah.
Yeah. And I actually like felt like a reader, like it was like Inception in the book, because I'm like, I'm a reader. Yes. And so you're like, I skipped over that part in the book. It's like, well, yeah, you're like, I'm probably reading. I'm not actually going to watch the game. So I'm just going to.
In her defense, she had to finish the book for a book club.
Yes.
In her defense.
So many layers. I do, but it was really fun getting the contrast because no matter what, hockey plays an important role. Like there's still stakes. It's still, the highest leagues you can talk about. And then I got both perspectives. I got to like get some hockey details. I understand it better. And then I got some more, she was reading during the game. That's probably what I might have done. Mm-hmm. Talking about the NHL, what is it like writing in a space with an established company like the NHL? Are there any obstacles when it comes to talking about this organization, or also what I really want to chat about is the teams you come up with, because we don't reference existing hockey teams. So how do you go about, what are the rules? What are the logistics? We want to know. Whoever wants to take it away.
I don't know, like legally, if we're allowed to do it. Like, I did, like, ask my editor. I was like, am I allowed to? But just to stay safe, I was like, Toronto Thunder. There you go.
You're like, ChatGPT, can I say the Leafs? No, just to ask rules. No, we don't chat. Oh, yeah, whoever said that, yeah, no ChatGPT, no. Okay, so you're like, I'm not dealing with this. Whatever the legality is, I'm not going to care about it. I'm just going to move on. And how'd you come up with the Thunder?
It just sounded really cool. That's it.
I imagine that's how real hockey team names come up as well. They're like, yep, that sounds cool. Yeah, go with that. Okay, whoever wants to take it next.
I usually like use pro hockey. Like I just say pro hockey, right? Pro hockey, and that leave it at that. But the first 2 series I wrote, and I didn't name the teams like an idiot. I was like, oh, I'm just gonna call them. They're just in this city. Okay, but then I realized that if you name the team, it actually makes sense. So that took 25 books. And now I have the Terror, and I have a logo, and I love it.
Toronto Terrors?
Yeah.
Love it. Okay, Lexi, how'd you do your team names?
Well, I don't want to use real NHL team names because I want to create a fictional world. So that's important to me. And for Seattle, I picked the Rainiers because the big mountain in Seattle is called Mount Rainier. So it felt like a sports team that could exist. But yeah, it is hard doing fictional team names because you start to run out of them because like my teams need to play other teams. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to have a whole league like at some point. But you start to run out of ideas.
Yeah.
That is an incredible idea, like a fantasy hockey league, but like it's actually fantasy hockey teams and we do it, not the boys.
You'd need like a Bible. Like you'd need a hockey team roster Bible. Oh my gosh, that's a lot.
That is a lot. And do you know if there are any rules surrounding it? Like if you can or can't league it like legally?
I don't think you should because if you say something negative about a team, they could maybe come after you.
That makes a lot of sense. It adds up.
And then like you said, you can't like come up with merch or stickers or stuff like that too. Like you can't build a world around the teams you create.
I really like that because we do want to, these are amazing stories and I get to jump into them. And I think if they were too rooted in real life, then I wouldn't get that freedom of exploring and diving in. I love that. So my next question, when you're writing, is there anybody that you're keeping in mind while you're writing? And how do the readers affect your writing? So maybe, Helena, if you want to start us off.
When I feel like for the first 20 books, I was just like, I'm just going to do this. But now I work with someone specifically and create stories with like with intention, right? Like I create a series with intention. And I know what my readers are looking for from me, and so I try to give them that. Like these are the things that make them keep coming back to the stories, right? So I think that's...
She's nailed it, because we keep coming back 40 times, and I hope 40 more.
So do I. Like I said, I don't have any other interests, so...
Bal, do you want to tell us about your relationship with readers? And I know it's probably a little bit more specific for Bal. You said that you wrote a little bit and then it took off on Book Talk. Is that correct? Yeah. Okay, tell me how that happened.
I was posting like little like smutty edits of it, and those like took off on TikTok. I was like, okay, cool. And then, yeah, that's how my audience...
How much of the book had you written before you started posting those wonderful smutty blurbs?
I've written all of it, and then I decided to do it, yeah.
Okay, so you wrote the book first, and then you're like, here, Book Talk.
Yeah,
and then it just ran with it.
Yeah, that's all.
That's amazing. Did you think you would be here? Was this, I guess, 2 years ago now? 3 years ago?
I think two.
Yeah. When you put it on Book Talk, were you just like, I'm just going to shoot my shot and see what happens? Or were you like, that's a home run? No, wrong sport, right, guys? That's a goal or, yeah.
Yeah, goal. I kind of just like let it go out there, and I haven't processed any of it, so I'm sitting here, I probably will process it tomorrow, but yeah.
Also, correct me if I'm wrong, this is your first panel?
It's like my first time just out here.
Round of applause. I, as an author panel moderator, stalked them rigorously, and I actually couldn't find photos of Khabra anywhere. And her emoji on everything is a cartoon picture of her.
Are we getting the exclusive right
Yeah,
now?
this is a scoop.
The reveal?
Yes, this is the first reveal for everybody here, and I think it couldn't be a better space to do it. So
Yeah.
thank you guys. Round of applause for you. And yes.
Thank you.
And I have to know, I'm digressing here, but why is it that you haven't revealed before?
I feel like generally in like my own personal life, I'm also very private. And when I was writing, I didn't think I needed to. I was like, the book, well, like they have characters on it. People can see the characters. I don't need to be on there. So yeah, I kind of just took that route.
That's amazing. It's also very wonderful because I'm sure we've all run up against this. The history of being a woman author is you either hide your name, you use an acronym, or you are worried if you do put your face out, you're going to get judged. And there's so many layers to that. And it's actually so wonderful that you were like, I'm not going to associate my face with this, and the book will do the talking, and it did. So I think that's such an incredible feat, and I'm so excited that it's so successful, and and that you didn't have to feel this pressure to show or not show yourself.
Thank you.
Yeah. Now, did we get to talk about your relationship with readers yet? I don't think we did. So you're already a successful TikToker. Content creator. You also advocate a lot for inclusivity in hockey, which is incredible. Definitely stalk all three of them. Look at what Lexi is doing. It's amazing. So what is your relationship? Because I'd say that was more, you're in the NHL world, and then you chose to write, as opposed to I'm writing and now there's attention for it. So yeah, tell us about your relationship with your readers. Yeah.
Yeah, I would say that selfishly, I wrote a book that I wanted to read, and thankfully that resonated with other people. And so it's a lot of hockey, like I said, hockey accurate, maybe a little bit of a peek behind the curtains. And then also it's diverse and queer, and it's a safe space, and it's funny, and it's kind of, everything that I would have wanted in a book.
It was very refreshing and very unique. In her book, she would reference things that my friends would reference, and then she never explains it. And I loved it. It was like, I don't want to give any spoilers. This is so hard because I love your books and I just want to say everything about them. But there's a moment where, okay, I got this, where one character confesses something and the other character just says, thank you. And then her friend was like, yo, you new girled that so hard. And then that was it. And I was like, that is real life conversation, because you might reference something and never explain it and never come back to it. And I was like, oh, this is so, it was so funny. The dialogue is very quirky and fun. And very much like you said, I read a book that it's like, it was so very fun. Read it. Okay, next up for writing, how do you decide to do the point of views, alternating between, A and B, and do you always want to do POVs? Do you always do POV switches? Lexi, you take us away with that.
There were some choices in this debut novel that I did where I wanted to stay really authentic to the hockey romance genre, and part of that is doing dual POV. It's popular in romance too, but it's very popular in hockey romance. And I like it because I got to be in the head of my main male character, which was honestly easier for me to write. His perspective of being a hockey player and him out on the ice, it was a lot of fun for me to write. So again, kind of selfishly, I just enjoy that perspective.
Ooh, okay, love that. And Helena, how do you decide?
I think I wrote only one book from one person's POV, and then I went in and recently added 8 chapters from the heroine's POV because it was needed. And then, but yeah, I always do alternating. It works, right? And I've only written one book in third person, and I just pretend I didn't write it. Don't even ask me what the title is.
How does it change the story when you get to go between these two POVs versus only one? Because you're like, oh, this was so much harder, so much worse. Why is that? Whoever vibes, yeah.
Yeah, I think I love when there's like a scene, let's say the girl is with another guy, and I want to see how he's feeling in that moment. So the dual POV, perfect for that.
I like that. That's good. That's good. I really enjoy getting both POVs. So it's perfect for me. You guys are crushing it. Now I want to chat about the universe in chatting about hockey and how this hockey romance genre has grown. Because as mentioned, it's something I learned about recently, and I'm obsessed. So you guys are, Lexi and Bal are newer in this hockey romance genre. And Helena, you've seen it her first book was 2015. And so she's seen it grow. She's seen it through the last decade. And I gotta say, based on the number of girlies here, we're crushing it. Round of applause for us. Yeah. It's getting bigger. So can you chat about how it's changed over the last 10 years?
Yes.
Yay. Thank you.
So the first draft of Pucked was written in 2008. And
Wow.
yes. And it was it took a long time to edit that. And then it published in 2015. So that was round one of hockey romance. It was just it just kind of took off right around that time in 2015. Al Kennedy, Tony Aleo, Sawyer Bennett, they were, if any of you know who I'm talking about, right? I mean, everybody knows who Al Kennedy is, but that was kind of and I feel like I'm missing a couple people, but that was sort of the start, the inception, and then it kind of it went away for a little bit, and other things became really popular, and then it just it came back. I feel like the Kraken were really instrumental in that happening, right? So all these beautiful boys in the boy aquarium looking all pretty, and everybody was yes, and we were we already knew this. But I love the focus now on all of the relationships. So not just the relationship with the players, but the relationship, the friend group inside is just as important as the romance now. And I think that's the thing that I'm seeing so much more of is those friendships and how everybody relies on each other. It's the found family, I think. Okay, I'm done.
I do love it, and I was actually very impressed because, oh, wonderful! I got the 10-minute warning, guys. I want to stay with you forever. There's a lot of found family in, definitely in Spiral, which I love, by Khabra, and I found that Lexi, there was a very cohesive friend group to start with, and they were very supportive throughout the series and made important. And then Helena in Pucked, which was really nice, is there's a huge focus on her brother relationship as well. It was very fun, and they help each other grow throughout the book. And there's also the sister-brother relationship as well in Spiral. But it was really nice because it wasn't just hockey's the setting. Hockey's the setting. We love the game. We love hockey. But there is so much more to these books than just that, and it's wonderful. I like the found family. Anybody else want to comment on the genre, writing in hockey romance?
I'm the rookie here, and I found it because I think it's gone way more mainstream. And for better or worse, that's from Book Talk and TikTok and everybody talking about it. There's definitely the OGs who have been around, and now it's just everybody's rediscovering all these books and all these new books, and I think that it's just really gone mainstream. And I found it because everybody was telling me about it, and it got to the point where readers are discovering and falling in love with hockey because of these books. And that's when I was like, okay, I need to check this out for myself then. That's incredible. If we're growing the game to readers, I think that's a beautiful thing.
Definitely made me way more interested in hockey. Yeah. I was like, oh, maybe I'll go to one of my boyfriend's games. Sure. Yeah. I love that. Belle, did you have anything you wanted to add to this genre?
I think I agree with that. It was off like a book talk and TikTok. I read like, I don't even know, I can't even count how many hockey romances I read. But yeah, and I've seen like the little trend of people taking hockey romances to literal hockey games. That was so cute. So, yeah.
Thank you. Yes, that's my timer for sure. I believe that. Okay, well, we have the hockey. We have incredible characters. We have found family. Let's talk about the spice. How important is spice in your books, and what is it like writing those scenes? Whoever wants to take it away feels brave.
Oh my God. Treacherous, terrifying. It was the biggest hurdle for me. But like I said, I wanted it to be an authentic hockey romance. So I was like, Lexi, you gotta do it, girl. You gotta put it in there. And my mom's read it, my mother-in-law's read it, my stepmother's read it, so you just cannot be embarrassed, but it's very important. And a lot of my author friends say that like writing the hockey's the hardest part. I'm like, writing the spice. Let's switch. We can trade off. You can write my spice and I'll write your hockey because, yeah, it's tough. I did it though.
You did it well. She did it well. Helena, what are your vibes? She's been looking out into the sky for a bit. She's like, well, how do I even?
I don't mind writing the spicy part. I mean, it's fun. You do have to get creative after a while, and if you've read my books, you know that I can get creative.
It's not just different hockey positions.
I feel like I should give an answer like, oh my God, like no, I'm a little bit demure about this, but no, I'm like, let's go. That's like the first thing I'm writing.
They all have such fun moments. I really feel like the spicy scenes also push the stories ahead, and they do play, big roles. One thing that was very wonderful is there was always a moment of consent, and this genre, and by genre I mean the hockey culture, has a pretty bad rep, and you all lightly touch on it. You're like, this guy has a rep for being a playboy, or there's paparazzi, they're spinning this, and there is that level of pressure, but you all have moments of sexy consent. What was it like when you're writing these spicy parts? Was it a consideration as you were writing it? How did you balance it? What was going through your heads? If anybody wants to chime in.
If I go back into the Wayback Time Machine, back to like 2015, like when Pucked came out for the first time, it was all like very dark romance, which we're seeing again, right? Like, as it's a cycle. So it was really, really dark. Like everything was like dubious consent and non-consent, and I was like, and then here you go with this. Like Alex, if you've read the book, is always like, is this okay? Would you like? Can we move forward with this? Right? Like, which is kind of, I thought it was sexy.
Yeah.
Consent is hot.
It is hot. Consent is hot.
And I do believe for most of you, it was like, she comes first. Yeah, always.
Every time.
Every time.
Yeah.
That's how we started.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Many times first.
Yes. I love it. When you're writing these scenes as well, are there any tropes? Because again, I'm new to this genre. What are some of your favorite, it could be like a super niche hockey trope, and did you, when you're writing these books, do you make a point to put the trope in, or does it just kind of happen? I mentioned it a little bit earlier when our Alex storms off. He was really upset. That where he stormed off to, it was a locker room. And I remember thinking, like, this is my first book. I'm like, oh, that's probably a trope. That's definitely a trope. It has to be a trope. So loved the locker room moment. Are there any hockey tropes you guys love personally or to write about?
I think she wears his jersey. That's a solid one. Yeah.
She wore it well, yeah.
See, I love to take those tropes and do like a funny spin on them. And so like my next book, she wears his jersey, but she's like gagging and grossed out about it. And like she's like not turned on at all, like little things like that.
As mentioned, they get very smelly.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, hockey equipment does not ever smell good, like ever, even when it's new.
That's so good. Okay, Helena, do you have any tropes
Uh,
that you love?
I mean, yes. Enemies to lovers.
Classic, yes.
Dressing things up that you shouldn't dress up. Cucumbers.
There's some, yes. There's some forced proximity in your books. Love the forced proximity. What? I'm trying to even think of like some hockey things. Like,
Brother's best friend.
ooh,
Yeah.
Roommates.
Roommates.
I love roommates so much.
roommates. Well, with hockey, I guess you get to have like same team. Yeah. Probably like a rival team moment. Is that a thing as well? Yeah. Is there anyone that you're excited to write about that you haven't written about? Like a trope or a moment, a hockey-related trope or sexy moment?
Coach's daughter.
Ooh. We're going to keep an eye out for a coach's daughter coming up soon. How about you guys? Any that's on your bucket list?
Yeah, coach's daughter. That's same.
That sounds like a
Yeah.
good one. Yeah. How do you decide how good your guy's going to be at hockey when you're writing about him? You're like, he fell again. Or like, yeah, how do you decide how well he's going to play?
You gotta make him the best,
Oh,
I
yeah.
feel like.
No, I'm
like,
like,
he's gotta be good.
I'm like, how can I make everybody the captain? Like,
Every single player has captain energy on the team, right?
You're like, crazy. Then they were captains together and they held hands when they skated. Ooh, okay, I love that. How am I doing for timing? Am I crushing it? Where's my time guy?
You're truly crushing it.
Thank you. Do I have
one more question.
One more question? Oh my God, yay. Okay, so then I want to chat about these series here. So we have Spiral, which is book 2 of Off the Ice series. First one was Collide. Next up is coming Revolve. That's October 14th, 2025. Yeah, her third book ever. What can we expect to see more from Off the Ice series?
well, starting with Revolve, a locker room scene, because we were just talking about that.
Yes. Oh, yes.
And then book 4, I'm not going to reveal who it's about, but people really want it to be about him, so.
And for those of you who don't know, she does this awesome thing where they're standalone books, but they reference other characters within the world. So you still get to have that moment. You're like, oh my God, yeah, I hope they get a book. Yeah. Very cool. Okay, I'm very excited. And then, Helena, I think we have book 5 of the Terror series coming out.
Yeah, If You Claim Me in November.
Nice.
Yeah,
If You
Marriage
Claim
of
Me
Convenience.
in November. I'm just so happy how much you write. You blocked me in. And then, Lexi, this was your debut novel, very first book. So let's just like shout that out one more time. Woo, woo. Are you hooked? Do we have more to expect?
Yeah, I have a second book coming out in 2026, and there's I guess the teasers I can do is like it's about revenge and she's a mascot. It's like Hannah Montana double life, and she knows her hockey, and there's some sabotaging like John Tucker Must Die kind of vibes. It's a lot of fun.
I'm still hung up on the word mascot. This is so good. Okay, I love this. I love the characters you guys have built. Again, you've ruined probably the next year of my life because you will not see me out of the house except for reading these books.